Welcome back to Daily Akari. I am so far behind. Okay, so I thought today was the big 500 because I'm really behind, but because I just saw Akane post a screenshot of big 500 today, but then I forgot Akane's in Japan, which is like 16 hours ahead of me. So I guess I'm catching up on the others. I've recorded 491, but I just forgot to upload it. So I guess I'll take care of that before whatever. I'll just record this now. All right, number 492 by Taka. Medium puzzle from Tuesday, May 12th. Immediately not seeing anything. If this were to go here, this would go here and here, these would go here. Why are my computer fans so fast right now? Oh, probably because I'm recording. But then again, it should just be using the built-in encoder on the GPU. It shouldn't be too heavy. I really don't see anything on this one. Wow. Said two corner illuminations up here and that's it. Wait, I can eliminate that. Because then this would go here and then there would be only one liberty on the two. If it's either of these two, it has to be this one. If it's this one, then there would be no way to light both of these up, so it can't be this. Okay. So that's like our first bit of information needed to solve the puzzle. I'd like to solve the puzzle. It's going to be one of these two. And it can't be this one because that would put 2 against a 1 here. So not this one, so this has to go here, which puts both of these here. Can't be this one, it has to be one of these two. Let's see. This could be both of these, or it could be one of these two and one of these two. If this were to go here, and this would go here, 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 I think. And then how would we light this up? I don't think we could. Because it has to be one of these two. So I don't think this can go here. Let me double check that. So if this goes here and here. This goes here and here. Then this would go here, this would go here. Yeah. Okay, so this is not here, which means this has to go here. Let's see that. That would mean if it's these two, then this would go here. This would be blocked off, but this would be open and this would be open. So it doesn't tell me very much. Oh, this has to be lit by that. Ah, tired. I woke up early because I just died in a plane crash. Fun fact. I forgot to mark that off. So it goes there. And then this split by that. Puts one here, two here, and two here, and we're done. Alright, 4 minutes 32 seconds, perfect score. Moving on to the Wednesday puzzle. I'm doing a cool thing today when this is over. Gotta get out the door at like, I don't know, 11:30. Really excited. Yippee. So to light these two up, it has to be one of these two and one of these two, so that eliminates everything else on these two rows. Or columns, I mean. Just leaves one left here. Puts corner eliminations here. Same story with these two, just like perpendicular to that. Ever since I got my wisdom teeth out, there's just so much more gunk hiding in my mouth that just randomly shows itself. Oh wait, no. Can I? Right, there's more places that can light those up actually, so I don't have that. Wait, does that mean... Oh yeah. Okay, so we can't prove that because... Shoot. I completely messed up here. Back home. What's wrong? Just getting those identical eliminations back because I erased them all. These are identical, as well as these. Okay, if this whole row were blue... Actually, no. I'm just going to look at here. If this goes here, 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 and then this one has no liberties. So, I'm not going to be this corner. Let's look, though, if this whole thing were blue, then... I don't know what would be able to prove off the bat. We'd have a corner elimination here, I guess, but one of these two, and then one of these two. Well, it couldn't be both of these. see, if this were to go here, this would have to go here, and this would have to go here. We'd still have 2 liberties here, and 2 liberties here. Doesn't tell me very much. No, it has to be one of these two, and then either one of these two or one of these two. Oh wait, I missed a corner elimination there. And then this wouldn't be able to go here, because then this would have no liberties. I have a sudden craving for butter and honey. Okay, if this were to go here, then this would go here, and then there would be no liberties here. So this can't go here, which leaves that there. I'm just thinking warm homemade molasses bread like my mom would always make in the bread machine. Butter and honey, it's so good. Okay, there's a corner elimination here. This can't go here, because then this would have no liberties. Is there anything else like that? Not until we see, like, the outer side's blocked off by something. Okay, well, we know it's going to be one of these two and one of these two, so that eliminates the rest of these. We could have this here, and this here. Or we could have this here and this here. Wouldn't it have the same effect either way, though? Like, just sends out a blue line right here. In that case, can I prove it's not these two, at least? So if this whole row were blue, this would go here. And this would go, no. That works. Akari is the only puzzle game where you're disappointed because the thing you thought would actually work. As opposed to, like, block stacking games such as Tetris or Tetrio. Corner elimination there that I missed, I guess. Okay, good. I don't have my social media open. That will be making sounds. Okay, what was I looking at? Up here. Where is this gonna go? Okay, so it either puts out a blue line over here or it doesn't. Hmm. This can be lit up by 3 things. This can be lit up by a lot of things. Oh wait, no wait, those aren't identical because it's just one here. If it's either of these two, we could just have one here, and then one on the other side. Okay, what if the whole bottom row were blue? This would go here, and this would go here. This would go here. This would go here. This would go here. There's 2 ways this could work here. This would have to go here. Just put one here. Then this would go here. And this would go here. I think this would be completely blocked off because, like, yeah, this would be here, this would be here. But what vitals does that give us? Well, I think it can eliminate anything related to this. For one thing, it gives us a corner elimination. Or not like a corner elimination, but an elimination in the corner. Pretty much anything related to this little blob. Okay, where exactly is the conflict though? So if this whole thing is blue, then this goes here, which means this goes here, which means this goes here. And this would go here. Which would mean this would have to go here. And it could be either of these two. Oh, wait, so I might have screwed that up actually. Well, I can prove it's still not in that corner. Oh wait, and I can prove it wouldn't be there because that would also send a line up there. Because if this were blue and this were blue, then we'd have something completely blocked off up here. Okay, if this whole thing were blue, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here. This would go here. Ah. This would have to go here. This would go either of these two places, I think. Again, this really doesn't even have an effect on the rest of the puzzle. It just feels like it could work either way. Well, if this were blocked off here, and this were blue, then this would go here, and then we could have one of these two. Okay, let's picture the whole left hand side were blue again. If this were to go here, then this would go here. Right? Oh, wait. Wait, hang on, there's a much simpler way, I think. Because it's one of these two, and it's one of these two. Right. Can't believe I didn't see that. So that actually just eliminates everything but. Can't believe it took me that long to see that. Which puts this here, and this here. And then this can't go here. So this goes by here, this goes there, this goes here, this goes here. Like I thought before, so good. That's not going to mark off my score. This can't go here. And it's got one of these two and one of these two, so that eliminates everything else. Puts this here and this here. And it looks like we've got two ways to do it here. Whatever. There's only one left here. It's the only one that can light this row up. If this would go here, there'd be nothing like this up, so this has to go here. It's this here, this here. Oh wait, there's a smiley here, so that solves that. Alright, 18 minutes, 40 seconds, perfect score. Moving on to the next day. 494 hard puzzle by 7-inch KPC. That's the only square that can light itself up. Same with this one. It's corner elimination there. Me when I get a random Panda Eyes song stuck in my head. Yeah. What now? Blarg, 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 blargy, blarg. I'm hungry. I should, like, eat breakfast soon. If this were to go in the middle here, then we'd have this here and this here. And then this would be blocked off, so can't go in the middle. What if this whole column were blue? Couldn't be one of the other of these, couldn't be one of the other of these. It'd have to be this one, but then that would conflict with the others, so that means these two are vitals, and I think same applies horizontally. Yeah. So we're going to see exactly one in the middle of these. As to which one, no way of knowing quite yet. My life is happening right now, and this is what I am doing with it instead of having a job and being a productive member of society. I've got a corner illumination here. It's probably going to be one of these two, and then one of these two, unless this goes here. Well, if this goes here, then... Wait. Actually, how would it... So if this were to go here, both these would be blocked, this would be blocked, and then these two would conflict with each other. So how do we... So this one... Oh, wait. Because, these, I think block something off that... Wait, how? So if it were one of these two, like if this were here, we could have here and here. I think. But they would conflict over here. Okay, so I can eliminate both of these and then everything but this and this and this and this. So now I know it's one of these two. Oh, there's one left here. This can't go here because then there would be nothing like this up. one left here. Corner illumination here. One square that can light itself up there. It's gonna be one of these two. Okay, depending on whether this goes here or here, it's going to determine which goes one of these places. Which means things in between it can be eliminated. Boah. Maybe one of these and one of these. Or just one of these two. I mean, what? What is it? Gotta be something on this column. It's just going to be lit up by one of these two, right? This whole row may as well already be blue. It's just depending on what gets lit up. I just realized if I say something like, nobody's going to hear me saying this because nobody's going to be watching this far. I just remembered caption searching exists, so I probably actually couldn't get away with saying whatever messed up stuff I could get away with, because I couldn't actually get away with it because people could just search keywords in like channel caption searches. If that's how you hear, say hi. Not that I would say anything like that if I could. Trust me, just trust me on that. Just trust me. Just trust me. Just trust me. Just trust me. Trust me. Just trust me. Just trust me. Okay. Okay. Just trust me. Okay. You got it. You got it. Just trust me on that. Does that sound good? Okay. We agree. Yeah. And I'm not an AI voice, because if I was, then immediately after that you would have heard like alien gurgling sounds, because that's what those things do. Like that. What? This would go here, this would go here. Okay, well, it's gonna be one of these two, or one of these two. And if it's not this one, if it's this one, then it's this one. And then you can have either of these two or either of these two, which have which either way works out fine without affecting the rest of the puzzle. So I think that means it's not here then. Which means this goes here. If I'm wrong on this though, I'm gonna be a little upset. I'm wrong on this. Wait, how? Okay, how do we light this up? Hang on. If the whole horizontal thing were blue, everything would still work, I think. Whole horizontal were blue. We could have here, 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 or here, here, here. Whoopsie. Okay, but still, if it's this one, then it's this one, and then it's one of these two and one of these two, which has zero effect on the rest of the puzzle, which means it's not here. And wait, I can prove it's not these. So that puts this here, this here, this here. No, it's going to be one of these two. This is the only square that can light itself up. This is the only square that can light itself up. It goes there. This goes here. This goes here. This goes here. And this goes here. And we're done. Oh, that actually did count as a perfect score somehow. I thought I screwed up. 14 minutes, 49 seconds. Alright, moving on. 495 Hard Puzzle from Friday by Hanadaken. If something were to go in between here, this could go here and here, and this could go here and here. So that tells me nothing. We have corner elimination here. This has to be here, because it can only be one of these two. That's a corner elimination here. I really wish this were one so I could just put one here. Lord. Okay, if it's both of these, then this would go here. And we would have here and here, or just here. Or just, if this one's lit up in general. If this were to go here, then we'd have here and here, and then here and here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Oh, we might have a loop actually. And then here, and then here, and here. Right, and let's look at that again. So if this goes here, then these two go here, and these two go here, and this goes here, and this goes here, and this goes here, and then this goes here, and then this goes here. Alright, so I think we can eliminate everything between that then. But let's look, if this were to go here, then this would go here, and this would go here, and then this would be completely blocked off, so this can't go here. And if this were to go here, then this would go here, and this would go here, and this would go here, and this would go here. These two would go here. This would go here and here. And then I think this would also have to go here, because this is already lit up. Hang on, where was I looking at? I forgot my starting point. I think it was here. If this goes here, then this would go here, and this would go here. I think in both cases this has to go here. If this were to go here, then this would go here, and this would go here, this would go here. That looks fine. Okay, but let's take care of the rest of the loop. If this goes here, then this goes here, and there's one left here. And if this goes here, then just because the loop, this would go here, 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 this would go here. Yeah. So if this were to go here, then this would go here, and then we'd set the loop backwards, and this would be completely blocked off, so this can't go here, which puts this absolutely here. Okay, let's just close off the rest of the loop. It's either here or here, I think. Yeah. This would go here. And this would go here, and this would go here. This would go here and here. This would go here, this would go here, this would go here and here. And I don't think that would conflict. Wait, how do we light this up? This has to be lit up by that. Which puts this here, this here, this two here. This here, this here, this here, this two here, that there. And we're done. Alright. 6 minutes, 43 seconds, perfect score. Moving on to the next one. We've got a Saturday and Sunday puzzle, both very hard. By Mayo and 700 KPC. Let's hope these don't take me too long. I need to stop letting myself get behind. These two are identical. Oh, no, not those two. These two. As well as these. These are identical. Probably going to be two on the inside here, but there's a chance it could just be this one. So if this were to go here, this would 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 go here. And then this would go here, and this would go here. And then this one would be completely blocked off, so I can prove it's not in the middle here. This looks like one of the obstacles in every end by Mind Cap. If it were to be one of the corners, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here. And I think that would have the exact same effect, so I think I can prove none of these corners. Yep. Or anything that would cause both of these to be lit up. Not that I think anything could, but like one of these and then the rest of another row. So it's going to be one of these two and one of these two then, I think. Yeah. So I can eliminate everything but. Can be one of these two. And then could be 3 of these 4 to light this up, 3 of these 4 to light this up. This would go here, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here. Got some identical eliminations that I missed. If it were to go in either of these corners. These would be lit up. And then these two would conflict. And if this were to go here, this would go here, and this would go here, I think. Yeah, just to light this up. This would have to go here. It seems to work with the puzzle. What? This has to be lit up by one of these two. That might be important. Or this could go here. Okay, if this whole column were blue, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here. And then this would go here. This would go here. And this would have to be lit up by one of these two. This would have to be lit up by one of these two. We could have here and here. That would work. We could have here. Right. Now if we were to have here and here, then there would be nothing to light this up. If we were to have here, here and here, there'd be nothing to light this up. So does that mean I can just eliminate both the vertical ones? If this were to go here, yeah, there'd be no way to light both of these up. If this were to go here, again, there'd be no way to light both of these up. Oh wait, if this were to go here, there'd be no way to light this one up in general. If this were to go here, same story on this side. So that means if this whole column were blue, and this were to go here, this would go here, this would go here, then either this couldn't be lit up or this couldn't be lit up. So that puts our vitals here or here, which eliminates those. And I think we can do the same on the other side. If this whole thing were blue, then this would go here, this would go here, this would go here. This would go here. This would go here. And then there'd be nothing to light that up. So that puts the vitals here and here. Which means this has to go here and this has to go here. And this is the only square that can light itself up, which puts one here. This is the only square that can light itself up, along with this one and this one. And this one left here. Okay, this has to get lit up by one of these two. This has to get lit up by one of these two, which eliminates everything else here, which is this here, this here, this here, this here, and this here, and this here, and this here, this here, this here, and this here. Okay, down the last bit. One of these two, one of these two. And then this is the only square that can light itself up, which means this has to go here, this has to go here, this has to go here. Alright, 8 minutes 59 seconds, perfect score. Alright, on to the Sunday puzzle, 497. 700 kpc. Hopefully this one's just labeled as very hard because it's big and not because it's difficult. Sometimes they do that. Also, it can't be both of these because then the other can be lit up so it goes there. No corner eliminations on that quite yet. Blarg. Some identical eliminations. I'm tired. Beep beep boop boop bop beep. Skip it up and data. Gonna be one of these three. Blarg. Okay, let's just picture if this were to go here, and this would go here, and this would go here, and then there'd be nothing like this up. So I think I can eliminate both of these. Maybe same over here. If this were to go here, this would go here, this would go here. This would be all blocked off. So neither of those. But if it were these, then this could go here and this could go here. So that's fine. If it were this one, then we could have this here and this here, or this here and this here, and that's also fine. If this whole row were blue, and could have this here and this here. That would be fine. But it wouldn't be able to be here. I think I can prove not these. this thing here. If this were to go here, then these two would conflict with each other. It's up here and here. If this whole thing were blue, then we could have this here, this here, this here. Kind of like that other puzzle, where we could have this here, this here, this here. But if it were to go one of these, if this were to go here, then yeah, these two would conflict with each other. I think same here. Now, if this whole row were blue, these two would conflict, and these two would conflict, so we can eliminate everything but. Think along with these two rows. Okay, now this column has to be lit up by this or that. And I can't quite prove that we have a similar situation on this row yet, because every single one could be lit up by something to the side of it. Okay, if this whole column were blue, then we could have one here, one here, one here, one here. So that doesn't tell me anything. Yep. If this were to go here, this couldn't go here. Which means it can't go here. And also this can't go here, I don't think. Wait, hang on, if this were to go here, this would go here, this would go here, this could go here. Okay, so that's actually fun. It's a Saturday or Sunday puzzle. Sunday, okay, good. Sudden craving for cheesecake. Cheesecake, gobble gobble cheesecake, gobble gobble cheesecake. if it were both of these, then this would go here. And then this would have to be one of these two. So if it were here, then this could go here, that's fine. This goes here. If this were to go here, this could go here, I think. Yeah. We can eliminate these. So that would make these two conflict. If we would have like this one and this one, then we would have this one and this one. Seems fine. Then this would go. No, wait. Hang on. So if neither of these are in the middle, then it's one of these two and one of these two, and one of these two and one of these two, and then there would be nothing like this up. So one of these two has to be in the middle, which eliminates everything else on this column here. And what does that tell us up here? I feel like. Well, if one of these whole rows were blue, well, we could have here and here, and that's fine. Beep. Yeah. So these have to be lit up by one of these two, which means it actually couldn't be here and here. So if one of the whole rows were blue, we could have one here, and one here, I think. Except okay, if one of these whole rows were blue, then we would have one here, or here, and then the other would not be able to. Okay, so I can eliminate the rest of these then. Could it be these two and or these two? Oh, it would have to be, wouldn't it? I think we could have here, here, and here. That'd be fine. It's the only square that can light itself up. Sometimes code that can light itself up. These, this were to go here, then these two would conflict. Wait, hang on. So we can't have both of these lit up. It has to be one of these two. Which means safest way would be this one and this one. But if it's not, then we could have like one on the side maybe. This were to go here, this could go here. If this were to go here, this could go here. What if it's not this one though? Then we'd have to do two of these. So that means this absolutely has to go here. Which puts one here. So nice code that can light itself up. This one has to be lit up by that. Does that have an effect on? Which is this one really? If this were to go here, well, one of these has to go in the middle. And then, so if it were to go in the middle here, then this would go here, and this would go here. So yeah, that's fine. This could go here. there a way we can get away with, like, not having these on the outsides? This would go here. This would have to be on one of the outsides. So this would go here. This would have to go on one of the outsides. So I think that means I can eliminate everything but these two and these two and these two on those rows. Oh, there we go. And the other one. Do. Do. And do. What am I doing with my life? Me? What time is it? 9:42. As long as I leave in like a bit under an hour, I should be able to make it to my thing. I mean, I've been recording for an hour and 20 minutes, but it's okay. Because I had time then. Because I woke up early because I died in a plane crash during my sleep. On a flight from Seattle to Washington, D.C. Washington to the other Washington. The plane stalled, and like, because the pilot for some reason was like making it way too vertical, we started falling, and I'm like, well, I'm dead, bye bye, and then jolt of adrenaline woke me up. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not dead. Cool. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Okay, so it has to be one of these two, and then it's going to be either of these two, which puts these two in agreement, which eliminates everything else on these two rows, I think. Yeah. Which puts this here, and then that has an effect on this. So this has to be in the middle here. And it's going to be one of these two, or one of these two. Want some sauce. these two, and one of these two. Right, so I can eliminate everything else on these rows. And now these three have to be lit up by, okay, one of these two, and one of these two, and one of these three. Which means I think this has to go here. And then it's going to be one of these two and one of these two. So that eliminates these and that. This has to be lit up by that. Which means this is lit up by this, and this is lit up by that. This has to be lit up by that. Puts this here, and this here, and this here, and this here. And this here, and this here, then this here, and this here, and this here. What the? I thought it was like, I was like, is that invisible or something now? These two have to be lit up by that. These two have to be lit up by that. This has to be lit up by this, which puts this here, and we're done. Alright, 28 minutes, 11 seconds, perfect score. Alright, and moving on to 498. Two more to go. This is supposed to be easy. Illumination here, which puts one here. This has to be lit up by that. Yeah. Which puts three here, one here. Corner illumination here. One left here. This has to be lit up by that. This goes here, this goes here. Two here, one here. Alright, 33 seconds, perfect score. And on to today's 409 medium set by Victor 177. You're very tall today. Never seen a puzzle like this before. Okay. If this whole thing were blue, we could see one of these two, one of these two. One of these two, one of these two, and one of these two. Then this would have to go here, and then these two would conflict. So that means their vitals are like here, 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 or here. Right, and we can already eliminate a lot of these just using a lot of the same logic from the puzzles from earlier. You should come up with a term for, like, we have two ones across from each other where one of these would make them conflict. think this can't go in the middle, because then there'd be nothing to light these up. Yeah. Same here. If this were to go here, we could have... Wait, no, there'd be no way to light both of these up. Which means this absolutely has to go here. And then the rest of the puzzle is completely dependent on the bottom half, I guess. So this has to be one of these two, which means it can't be in the middle. Which means it has to be one of these two. If this were to go here, this could go here. Or if, yeah, this would have to go here, I think. If this were to go here, then this would have to be lit up by this, and this would have to be lit up by this, which conflicts, so can't go here. But this here, this here, this here, this here, this here, this here, and this thing there. Alright, this is the only square that can light itself up. There. Uh-oh. Shoot. What's wrong? No. Come on, I was hoping I would get all perfect scores today. Okay, corner elimination here. Whatever logic here. And then also can't be any of these, which puts this here. And then I think this can't go here. And if this were to go here, then so if this were to go here, this would have to be lit up by that, and this would have to be lit up by that, which conflicts. If this were to go here, this would have to be lit up by that. That looks like that works, I think. This can't go here. This can't go here. If this were to go here, okay, if this went here, then this would have to go here, so that doesn't work. Which means these have to be lit up by that. This here, 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 and this there. Alright, there we go. 46%, 5 minutes, 52 seconds, and we're done for today. See you tomorrow for the big 500. Yeah. Bye-bye.